Welcome back to the film room. Today we're talking about Dameon Pierce, the running back out of Florida. Went to the Texans in the 4th round, 107th overall. And he's definitely a very interesting player. We're going to look at 2 games today against Georgia and Tennessee in 2021. He kind of played in a split backfield as they weren't going to work the running backs too hard, so he didn't get a ton of carries in any one game. So we're going to look at 2. And I thought this was a pretty good pick, but we're going to dive into the film, see what he brings as a runner, and see what he can just bring to the Texans in a running back room that is definitely below average, to put it mildly. So before we get into it though, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it, and make sure to suggest more prospects down below, as well as let me know what you think about Dameon Pierce and where he went in the draft. But without any further ado, let's get into the tape. So here's our first play. This is just going to be a good run. He's going to explode into the gap and get to the next level pretty well and just kind of be physical at that second level. This is against Georgia, and he's going to run that safety completely over here. And I just love this, explosiveness he has. Finds the gap really well, and then is able to just make a lot of contact go in his way as he gets past that front 7 or at least front 4 and get into linebackers and defensive backs. He just kind of runs them over. He's built like a bowling ball, and he plays like it. Again, look at 29 right here coming over, thinking he has a good shot at tackling him, but he just lays him straight into the ground. I mean, he almost looks like he's out at this point. I mean, the way he falls down, he does not look conscious. But Dameon Pierce can bruise, can be a really great power runner, and I think he can definitely bring that to the Texans. Now, we're going to see another really solid run and great physicality at the point of contact. This is going to be him going up against Quay Walker, and he's going to, carry him forward a little bit. Quay Walker, a first-round pick by the Green Bay Packers. No joke at linebacker, and he's just going to take him and carry him about a yard or 2 and get about 6 on this run. Just another example of how much physicality he brings to the game and how I think he can run over NFL linebackers. I mean, Quay Walker's a crazy athlete too, but he's just going to, get a couple yards after contact. Again, Quay Walker still makes the tackle. It's not some slide on him. He still makes a good play, but he's able to carry, big athletic guys like that. Now, here's going to be a great play where he's going to bounce this one outside and really explode to the edge. But you're going to kind of see his game in this play, as he doesn't really have great long speed. I think he ran a 4.59 in the 40. So, not bad. And he's great, in acceleration and just kind of getting those early, bursts of speed. But down the sideline, he's not going to win a race against any DB. So that's something that's definitely a negative. But I think if you use him in the right role, you won't need him to. So, again, not a big concern for me is, if he can do stuff like this in the backfield, as this is good blocking, but he's gonna have good lateral agility to get this outside and then beat this front set of guys and get all the way to the second level before being tackled by Lewisine, another first-round pick from Georgia. Now we're gonna look at our last play from this Florida game, and this is just gonna be an example of really good feet, more great physicality through contact, as this time he's gonna break a Nakobe Dean tackle. And again, I like how he slides through that gap, gets around Nakobe Dean, who again is Nakobe Dean. Made a video on him if you're interested in that as well. And he's a good player. My conclusion of that video, wondering whether he should have fallen or not, like maybe there was something we missed in the tape. There wasn't. He's a really good player. The injury is rough, but he's a great player. And on this play, Dameon Pierce going to do really well, get in there, get past Jalen Carter, who's kind of maybe getting held by that guy. And then Nakobe Dean one-on-one right here just shrugs him off like it's nothing. And, that's Trayvon Walker too, first overall pick, who dives at him, kind of tackles Nakobe Dean off him, to be honest. But great run from Pierce, and, still breaks a couple more tackles before getting taken down a little bit later. Now we're looking at the Tennessee game, and this is going to be another really good explosive play he's going to bring to the table. Just kind of bounces this around, back inside, breaks through contact, gets up to the second level. Again, if he had high top-end speed, I think he'd be the best running back in the class. He'd definitely be in the conversation because he could break runs like this all the time and take them all the way to the house, or at least a lot farther. But this is a great run. Great eyes to see there's nothing there. Great cutback. Get into that hole, kind of gets maybe face masked there. Maybe they just hit his arm. Spins around, kind of ducks, and then goes around all these guys, and then, has pretty good contact, almost breaks that tackle, carries that guy, takes 3 guys at the end to bring him down right there, and just another really, really good run. Now here's our next one. He's going to be running outside again, just going to see more of that explosiveness and early down speed, and just going to get pretty solid run. He's only going to get, maybe 6-7 yards here, but 6-7 yards is no joke, and the way he gets it is very impressive, as he's going to be, going mostly lateral, and he's going to have to be, he's going to have to duck this inside and then back out vertical, or back out horizontal rather, and he's really not going to have an opportunity to get vertical for this entire run, as these defenders were playing him pretty well, but he was able to just beat him to the edge and just establish himself pretty well, as breaking off another solid run. And his yards per carry, if you look at his stats, definitely reflected that. Both of these games I think was at least 7 yards per carry. Maybe it was like 6.8 in the Georgia one or this one. I get him confused, but he's putting up a lot of yards per carry, and we're just seeing some of his better touches. Some of them didn't go too great. Sometimes the line's not going to block well, but still very good reps. Now we're going to see him in pass pro. Just a quick one. They're going to blitz, and he's going to have a one-on-one in this gap as they're running play action with him, but he's not even looking at the ball. He doesn't care about that play action fake. He knows this guy, if he does care about that fake and really sells it, this guy's going to be right there. He's not going to have an opportunity to block him. And the quarterback, Emory Jones, who's now at Arizona State, is probably going to get blown up. So he immediately has his eyes there, gets low, and just absorbs this contact. And this is just great rep. This guy's going to get around the edge. Going to be a great rush from him. But, Dameon Pierce, no joke in pass pro. He's a big, thick guy, and he's going to be able to make a lot of plays like this and bring a lot to the Texans in that way. Now we have another just great outside run that he's going to do, and it's going to be one of his better ones, I think, because he's going to make this one cut right here, put this guy in the ground, and then accelerate. Again, if he had 4.4 speed with this kind of, explosiveness and this kind of physicality, he could be special. But I think he's still really good, and I don't want to discount, him at all for not having, super top end speed, because there's room for guys with not super top end speed at the NFL level. Again, this is a really good run. He's identifying the crease as well, makes a really good cutback. We'll watch it in the other angle as well. And I think this is something he can definitely translate to the Texans. I think he's going to fit their scheme well, and I think he's going to bring a lot to their run game where there was not a lot previously. Again, there he is. He sees this one-on-one with this guy, and just a great cut to get around him and not lose much momentum either. He doesn't really break his, line much, as he's kind of going in that general direction. He just shifts his feet over just a little bit and then stays on that same trajectory to maximize his angle and get as many yards as he can before being pushed out of bounds. So now here's our last play. This is going to be one, is a little bit of a what-if run, as he's going to get pretty good blocking. He's going to slip through this gap, and you can see he explodes into the second level, and then he's just going to slip right here. And that's a rough one from him, because I think he could probably have broken this for a touchdown and would have been the highlight of the video. But tough one, going to slip. It happens. You can see he's frustrated, but not any kind of negative. I just love the way, I just want to keep, showing these plays where he just explodes through the gap. And with a guy built like him and that kind of speed, he can force a lot of contact that's going to go in his favor, and I think that's definitely something that's going to translate. So now let's wrap it up and talk about what I project him as for the Texans. He could end up being their RB1, in all honesty. He can run a lot of these things better than their guys that they have currently. David Johnson, I think, is still there. Rex Burkhead, I think, is still there. If he's not, it's going to be someone worse, probably. And they have Duke Johnson still, I think, who's going to be the receiving back. He might be gone. I could be getting him confused with somebody. I thought he went there and left and then came back. But regardless, I think he has a lot of potential to either, put up a good fantasy season if we have people interested in that. But I think just put up a really good season and be one of, the better players in that offense from day one. At least in their running back room, I think he'll be the best. And, they don't have a ton of talent, at least that's developed yet, outside of like Brandon Cooks and like Laramie Tunsil. I know they brought in a lot of talented draft picks, but on the offense, not as many as they went with they got Kenyon Green in the building as well, who's going to be great on offense. Made a video on him if you're interested as well. But I love this Texans draft class, and I love what they've got in the building and all these guys that I think are going to really help their culture and help them turn into a winning program in the next couple years. But that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you for watching. Make sure to suggest more prospects down below. Texans fans, let me know what you think of Dameon Pierce and your draft as a whole. And make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all of that if you enjoy, because it will help the channel out a ton. And again, I just greatly appreciate you. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.